Welcome, guys, to this absolutely new video in the R programming series, which we are starting today. This video series is going to be a tutorial on this beautiful language where we are going to start from the basics today, and then we are going to explore various things in this language itself. R is a language that is multi-purpose. It can be used for machine learning algorithms like k nearest neighbor, regression, anything we can try in R. It can also be used for data analysis. We can analyze various data sets on Kaggle, or you can analyze your own data sets on R. You can also learn about statistical modeling, which you can implement through R, and then we have various libraries in R that can help you to deploy those models online. So it's going to be a great journey where we're going to both learn as well as implement good really good and standard projects that you can of course add to your portfolio, and it will be very helpful for your, if you're a student, maybe it will be very helpful for your academics, and if you're a working professional, I think R is something that you should definitely know. I know that the industry right now is dominated by Python when it comes to all the domains. R is there, but if you are planning to go into academia, or maybe if you are going to positions of applied research scientist, I think you should know R, because it's I think it's like standard for uh, professionals at academic institutions, where Python is not very heavily used, and R gives you a freedom to explore statistics in the purest way that Python does not provide you a platform to. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into our whiteboard and understand what this language is all about. So when you first come across a programming language, I think you should always ask, your first question should be, why? Why does it even exist? So that's something that is on our agenda today. So let's just note down our agendas that we have for today's video. We are going to discuss why R. Secondly, we are just going to discuss what is R. Yeah. Thirdly, we are going to discuss how is R. That is basically we are going to discuss how to install R and set up the IDE. So an IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, which is basically you can. I mean, I will draw this analogy, which is maybe a programming language is like the food, and IDE is like a plate where you eat it. So it's basically a environment and application where you're going to try your code, where you're going to run your code. You can run it on the interpreter itself of R, but that is not suitable. I mean, that is not very friendly for beginners. It's if you have an IDE, that means you have a GUI, that is graphical user interface, that makes it easier for us to learn and explore. So yeah, that's why we will download both the IDE that is called the RStudio as well as the language that is R. So yeah, that's basically everything we are going to discuss in today's video. So when you come across a language, you should also ask yourself whether it is a compiler-based language or an interpreter-based language. Now, let me explain you the basic difference. So in an interpreter-based language, what happens is it will translate your code line by line. Whereas in a compiler-based language, what it is going to do is it is going to translate all your code first into machine language, and then it is going to execute it. Well, if you're a beginner, let me tell you that every language that has existed or will exist, or people talk about how we can code in English during the AI age. It is not we code in these languages, it's how we convey ourselves in these languages. It's like we convey, but it is again translated. Okay, so it's translated to something called binary. So at the end, no matter in what language are you conveying, the computer is, or the machine is only going to understand zeros and ones. Okay, so that's what I am talking about. Like an interpreter, it will first convert to zeros and one line by line, but in a compiler, it is going to convert everything at once. So R is an interpreter based language, which means it's going to work line by line. So that is something you should know about R. Now let's jump into the history and evolution. Like it's theory, but it's really important for you to know that R was created by some gentleman in University of Auckland, that is in New Zealand, and right now it's developed. It's maintained by some the R development core team. I forgot the name of the uh, entity. It's I think P Studio or something. So they currently own it and they look after the versions that are coming new. The application of our programming language will come to the applications, but these are three broad applications that I also talked about. First is statistical computing, that is pure statistics. Second is machine learning. You can deploy your algorithms on data sets and see your predictions. The third is data science, where you're going to draw conclusion from data. You're going to analyze it. The famous like R has a library called GU plot, which is very famous for its graphs. Like Python has an alternative called matplotlib, which we use in Python for data science, but GU plot is like very advanced and you can do a lot of things that you can't do in matplotlib. So when we come there, I'll tell you how you can use that library, and it is going to be one of the most used libraries in your journey if you decide to pursue R as a professional language in your career, or if you use R in your academic institutions. So yeah, these are majorly all the three major applications of R. We'll come to the download and installation. Now let's see some of the features of R. Why should we use R? So R is a simple, effective, and well-developed programming language which includes conditional loops. That is there in every programming language, but it's very simple. It's not complicated. It's beginner friendly. If you understand basic English, you can do well in R, and the platform RStudio, which is the ID which we are going to use, is also very friendly, like very beginner friendly. If you don't understand a function, you can just type the function with a question mark, and the application is going to tell you what the function does. So it's very easy to explore and learn, because it took me very less time to learn this language. Learn the basics. Of course, I have not mastered the language, but to learn the basic, it will take you really less time if you are smart enough. R provides a large, coherent, and integrated collection of tools for data analysis. So it's a major point of why R is still relevant in the data science industry even after Python being so dominant. So even though Python has many libraries, R has like I was talking about the graph library. There are so many libraries that you can access for free, and people like every statistician, PhD guy is making some library and deploying it. So there have been so many statistician, PhD people who have deployed so many libraries for so many applications on R itself, because Python was not very popular for statistics, and even today in academic standards, R is preferred. So there is a plethora of libraries that you can use for your own application, for own data analysis, whatever you need. So that's a major point why R is still very relevant in the industry and academia today. R provides a suite of operation for arrays, lists, vectors, and matrices. Python uh, comes up with competitions. Like we have NumPy there in Python. It's a library that you can use for something called NumPy arrays, or vectors or matrices. You can calculate and use them there using NumPy. But since it's like it's a small kid right now, so R is the big daddy of statistics. Python still lacks that amount of functions, that amount of application that R provides for statistics, for mathematical operations, for matrices and everything. For all the mathematical and statistical operations, R is way superior than Python. That's again a point why R is still relevant. So you have to, like, in your exams or something, if the question comes why R is still relevant, or list some advantages of R over Python, you can mention these points. That's why we are going through the theory in the first lecture. We are going to we are understanding all this. Some of the other features of R is like it's faster calculations. compatibility. Okay, so R can be run on Linux, R can be run on Mac OS, R can be run on Windows. Again, these are not differentiating factor that other languages and other libraries cannot do this. But yeah, these are some of the features of R that you can list. It's open source, which is a big thing. If it's open source, it's a trustworthy platform. All the data you're feeding to it is not going into the hands of big corporations. So that's one thing you can be secure about. Cross-platform support, wide packages, large standard libraries. So I think you should note down these points for your theory exams, where you are going to maybe mention all of these. Okay, so these are basic what and why. Let's go into the how, and let's install R. So yeah, let's go and install R. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this website called CRAN. So you just search CRAN R. You'll be coming to this comprehensive R archive network, where you're going to see this text download and install R. Whichever platform you are on, I think you will be mostly on Mac OS and Windows. You're going to go download R for Windows, and you're going to download the base model. So I already have it downloaded, so I'll not download it, but you click here, the download will start. So this is the first thing you're going to download. The second thing that I was talking about you have to download is RStudio. So you're going to search RStudio, and yeah, this was the organization I was talking about, POSIT, that is currently controlling all the operations of R. Uh, we are talking about who is owning R, previously. So yeah, POSIT, I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. So yeah, you're going to come here and you're going to download RStudio for Windows or for Mac or whichever version you want. So after you have downloaded both of them, you're gonna just run the installation. I think you guys can run the installation. You just type yes, 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 yes. There is nothing specific which you need to click on. So if you follow the basic things, you'll have them. So now, since you have downloaded, I hope you have downloaded both of them and installed. So now we are going to go into the R language and see what it's all about. So when you open RStudio, it will take some time to open. Yeah, so this is the RStudio interface right now. So this is the console we are talking about. You can change things. I'll discuss nicely on how to set up your RStudio in the best possible way in the next lecture, where I'm going to do it with you. That's why mine is not configured right now. So this is basically RStudio. Let me show you the. Let's not go into RStudio right now. Let's go to basically R and learn and do stuff here. So this is the R GUI. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. So this is the R console. Uh, a console is a place where you can write code. You can just test your one liners. Okay, so basically our console can also be used as a simple calculator. So this greater than sign here, this one, this refers to this refers to the line where you are writing the code. Whenever you see this line, it means that you have to write the code. It's not a output. It's asking for an input. Okay. So I told you it can be used as a calculator. So just let's just type 67 plus 2. So it will give us 69. Just ignore the brackets one here. I'll talk about it in the next lecture. It's about like after every line, it will show you how many lines of have been written. So it will show 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll talk about it nicely in the next lecture. So 67 plus 2, 69, 90 plus 90 minus 4, 86. So this is how you're gonna do basic calculation. This is something you can do anywhere in any console. You can do it in command prompt, in terminal, in everywhere. Windows PowerShell, Python terminal, JavaScript terminal, everywhere. So that's basically about all programming language. That's what I'm referring to. But basically, R is installed on your computer. Now, R in R, if you need to print something, we'll use the same function as we use in Python. So we are gonna write print. We are gonna open the bracket. You can write. Everybody writes hello world. We'll write something else. We'll write welcome to the best course on R. So this is going to give us the output. Welcome to the best course on R. Also, when you need the output, you just press enter. Okay. So when you press enter, it is going to give you the output. So this is about the print statement. Now there is something about variables and containers that I'm going to talk about, and then we are going to end this video because the basic lessons we are going to start from the next video where we're going to discuss the programming concepts. We'll start directly with variables, operators, different types of operators, reserved words in R, and various other things. We are going to write full programs. We are going to write programs about maybe we'll do conditionals also in the next lecture itself and write some basic programs. So one basic thing that if you have learned on other languages, you will be familiar that the assignment operator is always is equals to sign, but in R it's quite different. The assignment operator is less than dash, less than dash. Okay, so basically, if say I want to give my age value of my age to my name, so there is a variable. Now, what is a variable? Like if you are new to programming again, what is a variable? A variable is something where you store data. Okay, if there is some data, it needs to be stored somewhere. Okay, now another interesting fact about uh, R that I should tell you that R evolved from something called S programming language. So S programming language was something similar to R, but it evolved from there where it combined something called uh, lexical scope. I think that's what it is called. So S programming language for plus lexical scope gave us R programming language. So what do we understand by lexical scope? So the word lexical scope, it tells us that the variable will be stored somewhere in the program, like the address of the variable. Now this is a very interesting concept that you we should learn. That suppose there is a variable. Okay, there is a container. Okay, it can store rice, it can store wheat, it can store anything. Okay, so I have some rice, I can put it here. So now the address of the rice is in the container. Okay. Okay. In this container, say the container is 123. Say the container is 123, the name of the container. And I have another one, another container. Say the name is 234. Okay. And I put 5 kgs of rice here and I put 7 kgs of rice here. Okay. So basically, in programming language, the location of this 3 kgs will be determined by some this 1 to 3. Okay, like if I want to address this 3 kg of rice, I'll tell the computer go to this place called 1 to 3. But in R, what is going to happen is if I want to address this 7 kg, I'll say find 7 kg. The interpreter already knows that the address of the 7 kg is at 234. So here the variable has an address. Okay, this I cannot change. 7 kg means 234. But here for the variable container 123, I can put either 3 kgs, I can put 4 kgs, I can put 5 kgs. This 123 is static. So that's the difference between R. This is the same concept of storing variables in Python also. That is why this modern programming language, they are, they have been programmed in such a way that they have lexical scoping in them. So that's something I wanted to tell you guys. Yeah, back to the topic. Yeah, so we're talking about assignment operators. Okay, so here we have to use smaller than dash. So say Vishal is maybe if it was Python. See, I also have an habit of doing is equals to. So Vishal is equals to I would have done something something, but if I want to do something else, say I want to assign it really. What I'm going to do is Vishal smaller than equal to say 3045. Now, if I type Vishal and enter, it will show the value of 45. So the value of 45 has been assigned to Vishal, a variable. And the assignment operator is not is equals to, but it's smaller than dash. Okay. So that was all about the basics of our programming language that we learned. And hopefully from next video we are going to explore some programs. And yeah, so till then, take care, have a good day, and see you in the next video. And I hope that the next video is around in 2 days. Bye bye.